All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do root well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect and the 1/3. And Adawan Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, Big Trouble with a Little Mark. All right. And pretty much I want to go into current news, prophetic events. The stage is being set on, in particular, prophecies that we're waiting for to happen as foretold. All right. As this is why the scriptures say the things written down for our learning. So, as we wait and are being perfected in the spirit, not in the flesh, we're being perfected in the spirit, not in the flesh. All right. And as we're waiting, all right, we're seeing in particular prophecies or the foundations of those prophecies take place. And big referring to, or big trouble referring to Jacob's trouble, and little Mark referring to the MOTB. All right. Now, let me just check the audio. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go into some articles, go into some scriptures. All right. And go into some prophecy. This is 2nd Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. So if you hear us speaking, okay, if you hear us speaking, we're supposed to be speaking in the manner of, pertaining to the Lord, not speaking on our own casual accord. And yeah, I just was chilling today. How about you? Like, nah, if you hear us speaking, there is a reason for it. And it's ultimately for the perfecting of the saints. You have a lot of Israelites out here that you have access to, and they're just telling you about what they feel about basketball players, video games, podcasting, commentating on ghetto reality shows. That's not what the sheep, ultimately, yes, Yahweh Shai sheep, but it says my people. All right. So you need to be aware in these last days, if you're ever hearing a voice of a teacher and they're not teaching you, and they're going into their own vain babble, that's a problem. All right. Now, since I said that, this is Ephesians 4:11. It says, and he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of a Mashiach. So we are supposed to be speaking to you, okay, ultimately, so that you can be perfected in the spirit by Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash, as we all come together in unity in the body of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So a part of that is going to be mainly hearing prophecy, mainly hearing exhortation, mainly hearing about the gospel, mainly being edified. So now that I got that out the way, I'm going to continue, and I'll probably read on down with 2nd Ezra 15, but I want to go into some current news, that's taking place right now while Jake is, just tripping. Jake is just BSing. Jake is jaking. Jake is rising up to play. Okay, just like in the wilderness. In a wilderness setting, Jake still rose up to just play. They got like a gyrating demon on them. But anyways, check this out. So I was looking at this. Okay, you see about 2 minutes in. It was 6 days ago. 500 U.S. Marines from Task Force have been deployed to the U.S. Issachar border, all right, to fortify existing barriers. So, immediately the first thing I thought about was the movie Purge Forever, where they had the people locked in, okay? And there's so much that I've been thinking about that Babylon and Edom is doing in the names of border security, okay? So Esau is single-handedly getting the general public to accept military presence because we got to stop niggas and illegal immigrants, right? And then he's going harder on the borders and security because we got to stop niggas and immigrants, okay? So single-handedly, all right, the Slayer is literally sharpening his sword And as everyone else walks by, they're okay with it because they're thinking, well, that sword's not for me. Well, quite the contrary. It is Jacob's trouble that's prophesied, but that's going to lead to Babylonian citizens' trouble as well. So when this thing goes down, it ain't just going to be Jakes that are affected. Will Jake be a primary affected candidate? Absolutely, but it ain't just going to be Jake, because you got the Egyptian versus the Egyptian. You got the man destroying their houses for the lack of bread. So you have a lot of other things that American citizens are going to have to deal with in the midst of a day not like it, in the midst of big trouble. All right. So now I just want to show you real quick. So I just went down 6 days ago. Look at this. This was extremely relaxing and comforting to watch after a hard day's work. Now, this is to we're to assume this is what, an Edomite, and Esau right now at the cusp. Okay, he's not in trouble as other men because the slayer is showing you who he's targeting, but this doesn't mean that there will be collateral damage. This is Psalm 73:5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, but yet they're not in trouble yet like other men. Do you know right now, though, because this lesson is about Jacob's trouble, but I cannot exclude other people because we still have the third world's woe approaching as well, and the MOTB, which Esau, the catalyst, is going to cause the world, including Edomites. Esau's not just going to be chilling and not being straight. You know, it even says the hands of the wicked shall be upon him. So you got your working class Americans that are going to find out, wait a minute, what did I just vote for? You see, so there's a lot for us to indulge ourselves in outside of just the trouble coming for Jake. But Jacob, you are in trouble, man. You are in trouble. But I do want to just add how it ain't just going to be trouble for Jake. It's going to be trouble across the board. It says dash their little ones into pieces. It says their wives shall be ravished. So there's going to be a lot of issues going on. And that's why particularly I want to address the fact that this border security and this amping of military is not just for illegal immigrants, even though it's tackling them. Oh, this is about to get further because you got Trump talking about he could deport U.S. citizens. You know, there's a lot going on. And today there should be a 4th of July protest. 4th of July, protest. And we don't even know if something's going to happen right now. Protests in America. We don't even know if what could happen today. A double F could happen randomly. Okay, look, the left is celebrating with protest on the right. So even in the midst of this, you have people which under a American flag flown upside down means distress. Okay, so even in the midst of big trouble for Jake, hey, there's still going to be trouble across the board for the rest of these people. So, hey, Esau, you're not going to get unscathed. Okay, you're not going to just walk away freely. Okay, so now that I said that, let me just keep going though. Let me see what else I want to get for you. From there, so going back to this, let me get this precept. So it says, this was an extremely relaxing. So this is relaxing to Esau to see this. So it's relaxing for Esau to see niggas in trouble. Let's put it that way. All right. It says, this was very extremely relaxing and comforting. But you forgot about Persia. You forgot about Magog. You forgot about Amalek ruling your so-called democratized country. See, these Americans are highly mistaken, and they're drunk off the wine of Babylon. It says, this was extremely relaxing and comforting to watch after a hard day's work. But wait a minute. Your hard day's work is holes in the bag now because all the prices have gone up. You got conflict in the so-called Middle East, which is causing the Strait of Hormuz to be potentially closed, which then could potentially raise the price in oil, which then will raise the price in gas. Okay. It says, thank you, troops, as well as politicians and everyone else that is making this happen. Well, one of your presidents said that the troops are nothing more than what do you say, mere meat puppets. I got to look it up. I just don't want to go too far. I got more to show you. There's just a lot to talk about. And then politicians, every damn near every politician is a bought and paid for puppet or controlled opposition. Border security is national security, but this is what Zephaniah 2:15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly. Okay, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand. So right now, Esau feels at ease because the target is not him, but they have no problem with somebody coming in and targeting people next to him. Okay, this is why I mentioned collateral damage. All right, so these average American people have no idea that their own powers that be are getting ready to lock down on everybody in America. Okay, it ain't just Jake, but it will be big trouble, and it will be a little Mark. Now that I said that, let's check this out. So the other day I was watching a video of a Moabite. Okay, it was a Moabite that was being taken by ICE. And that he was like a madman. He spared none too. But what the Moabite showed, Sophia Wisdom, what the Moabite showed, let me see if I pause. Fucking sick. Let me see if I can pause this disgusting shit. Let's close this. Okay. So let me pause it right there. Right in here. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Struck, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So what the Moabite showed was he had on an ankle monitor. And I said, oh shit. So I had to go back and Google into it. May 9th, June 4th, not even a month ago, ICE expands use of ankle monitors, aiming to track more than 4.5 million migrants roaming the streets. They're aiming to track more than 5 million of them, which are they're illegal migrants. So right now, Esau Edom is biometrically, okay, RFID-ly tracking Jake right now, or the ones that they catch, okay? So can you see where this is heading? Can you see how big trouble and a little Mark can play out? And can you also see how understanding that the MOTB is the R to the F to the I to the D, CHIP technology, how that is going to be fulfilled with the situation that we're in right now? Because other camps that deny what the mark is, what can they say about this tech? Okay. But anyways, I want to keep going. So if you didn't know, ICE is using ankle monitors to track. It says most migrants walking into ICE offices for check-ins are now leaving with ankle monitors or other tracking devices as the Trump administration aims to keep better tabs on the up to 4.5 million likely to be deported. Okay, the migrants who crossed the border illegally and used to appear their regular appointments with ICE once a year while going through the U.S. court system have been turning up less and less for their scheduled check-ins, fearing the administration's mass deportation agenda. Well, we got kicked out of Rome before. Okay, let me go to that real quick. Acts 18. I was thinking about that. We got kicked out of because we're in the Rome revival right now. We were kicked out. Esau kicked us out before. Okay, so that's a mass deportation. Acts let me see. Acts 18:2. I'll start at 1. It says, after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them. So Esau deporting Jake is really nothing new, okay? But this deportation is also being used as an excuse to usher in something more devastating. Okay, so what's next? People can cut the ankle monitor, so they're going to need a way to be able to track you for you, and that's going to be this. The visa. Let me get this. Right here. Look, remember this video? We will finally complete The biometric entry exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. And he said this when? 2017. For years, Congress have required biometric entry exit visa tracking system, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action. See how they use Trump to get Edomite Americans on board for whatever he's deciding to do. You see that? This is, as our elder Pastor said, this is the cruel Lord. This is him speaking as a dragon now. Okay. Now, let me keep going. It says, 2 Ezra 15:1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So the Lord has put this in our mouth to say to you, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. While Jake is debating it, going on Clubhouse, going on Sod Nettas, and still arguing about the authenticity of the book of Hebrews or Mark or Genesis or so on, while we're sitting here in reality. Okay, they're still circling and wandering the wilderness. Look, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that spake against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness. This is getting ready to happen. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. There is a famine right now in Gaza. There's a lot of famines, but you can see how this famine is going to increase. And then with these detention centers being built, okay, what happens when these people can't leave and there is lack of bread for them to eat? That's a famine, all right? Famine, death, and destruction. Is there not destruction going on? Look at Gaza. Look at Amalek. Look at Persia. Look at Ukraine. Okay, you're seeing destruction taking place. Earthquakes on the rise. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So we are constantly complaining as we're witnessing prophecy play out. Now look, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So what's that? That's Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So who's being led as a flock to the slaughter right now? Israelites. Look at these ICE raids. Okay, let's say if we could even look up migrant detention center. I want to see if we can even see if they even have any pictures of it. Okay, so this is a little bit older, but look. Okay, free detained migrants. These are a flock led to the slaughter, because we know the prophecy of they will be idle. And then now you just got Trump, something with Haiti, deport Haitians, which that's the Southern Kingdom. Okay, so how are they going to differentiate a Levite versus a Judite? Judge stops termination of TPS for Haitian. Yeah, but that's only for so long, and that's only for Boston. Okay, look, Trump ending TPS ending for Haitians in the U.S., and this is Miami, and you just had, I think, 50 Marines or 500 Marines, which will be more. Let's put 50 Marines help ICE in Florida. Okay. And then you got the governor of Florida telling you that now you can buy ammunition and guns tax-free. This shit is the purge, man. The Jacob's trouble is legitimately happening. Look, military sending 200 U.S. Marines to help ICE in Florida as they just cut the temporary immigration pass for Levites in Florida. See that? Can you put this together? Can you put it together? Haitians express concerns after Department of Homeland Security cancels TPS. So what do you think now they're going to do? Now you're going to have over 200 Marines helping ICE not only get Northern, but also get Southern. And now it's Florida, which is Alligator Alcatraz. Let's go to this. Okay, let's go to this. Let me see here. I asked this. I said, are there more detention centers being built in America like Alligator Alcatraz? Yes. The short answer is yes. More ICE detention centers are being built or expanded across the U.S. See that? While they still act like business is normal. You see? It says, now this is in Florida. You just got 200 Marines get sent to Florida to help ICE in Florida. So ICE in Florida is not just going after the northern in Florida. Okay. Now, what happens when a federal agent dies during a migrant raid? What's going to happen? Okay. Hey, Esau could do friendly fire on his own. You know, listen, Esau can put people out there that are controlled opposition or agent provocateur to be the cause where now certain migrants are just dying in the midst of the raid. Okay. A temporary facility erected in the Everglades near Ocho P, built under 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. Under 2 weeks. This nigga, excuse my language, he can't even fix the I-90 on the highway. It takes all summer for these fucking low-level loser overweight Edomites to make one single lane on the highway, and everybody's just backed up for months. But he can create a detention center in 2 weeks. Let me get this in Second Esdras, man. Let me go to Second Esdras, the 5th chapter. This is big trouble, little Mark. Second Esdras 5:1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, okay, these prophecies, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So the truth, famine of the word, because the prophets could be taken up too. You know, the prophets could be taken too, man. You know, look at this. Great number, 500 migrants in tents and trailers. And you know, it's Edomites. So it's not going to be clean conditions. Look, it's not going to just be, it's going to get nasty in there. They're going to be doing things to people. People are going to be doing things to themselves and other people around them. Okay. It's going to get really bad in these detention centers, man. All right. In these death camps, they're raising up death camps and they're bragging and boasting about it as Esau shining his gun, watching TV after a hard day at work. But they ain't going to be, just walking by in Jacob's trouble, innocent. It says they shall be as a chaste roe. It says Judah shall rouse up. There's going to be a conflict, man. This ain't just going to be Jake laying down now. Jake is going to get put down, but there's prophecy of Judah shall be roused up. He shall be a terror amongst Egypt. It says madmen sparing none. You're going to have Egyptian versus Egyptian. There's a lot of things that are going to play out in Babylon, man. And they're using illegal aliens as an excuse to militarize a city near you. Okay. It says using swamps, alligators, and pythons as natural deterrents. Python, look at it. It's not that old serpent. Okay. And an alligator is a cunning hunter. So it's spiritual that they call it Alligator Alcatraz. Let's look this up real quick. What do alligators symbolize? Alligators symbolize hidden danger, power. They can also represent aggression. Look, cunning. Okay. So these detention centers are nothing more than Esau's showroom for the animals that he's killed. Look, the ability to strike unexpectedly. This is why we tell you the Slayer is coming. So, hey, stop playing around. All right. And I'm going to say this. If you have to deal with Esau's federal government or state government, comply. Oh, no. You don't got to fucking get emotional. You ain't an American citizen. All right. You are a Hebrew Israelite that's in captivity that use wisdom to exercise your Roman rights. Oh, here you go, officer. Yes. Yep. Here's our this. You might even tell your fucking, yo, shut up. Be quiet and relax. Okay. The Lord will make our enemies be at peace with us. Now, these other Hebrew Israelites that want to march around and yell who's king, carry guns, do this or that, I don't know what they're going to do. Okay, because if they're not of the elect, then they're going to do whatever they're set up to do. But how we conduct and carry ourselves is in a different manner. So now alligator Alcatraz represents cunning and the ability to strike unexpectedly. Jake is not ready for this serpent to come striking down unexpectedly, and that's what he's going to do. So big trouble is coming with a little mark to add, because I don't see, because we know prophecy, but I don't see how they're going to just want everybody to have an ankle monitor that at any time can be clipped, okay? So he could give Jake the MOTB because they want to track you to keep you, and then they could give it to Americans because it's the new form of currency. All right, so they'll be looking at you like, well, I don't got on my change. My change ain't for me to be tracked. I use this to buy, and so we're gonna see. We're gonna see the scenarios. Anyways, let me keep going. I didn't want to make this too long. Funding initially by Florida federal reimbursement plan. Blah 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 blah. All right, look now. So not just Florida. All right, not just GMS Florida, okay? You got GMS South Carolina and GMS other states. So you have prophets in these states, okay, or in these regions where prophecy is happening near you, and they're telling you it, okay? South Carolina and other states. U.S. Rep Nancy Mace, which Mace is a killing instrument. Makes me think of cane, traveling weapon, or two-ball cane. It says, propose applying the alligator Alcatraz concept in South Carolina, citing its own alligator habitats. So the beast, okay, Babylon, all right, is ready to strike. This dragon, let me get that, man. This dragon is ready. They're speaking as a dragon, okay? A dragon is not gentle. It's draconian. So at any minute, anything you do can now be looked at as, what kind of American are you? Revelations 13:11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, talking about Babylon, and it had two horns, Democrat, Republican, plebeian, patrician, like a lamb, and spake as a dragon, draconian. Anything you do, now we're going to have to check you. So now you're getting checkpoints. You see how easy we can see military checkpoints? Do you know how easy you can see military checkpoints? Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 real quick. I want to wrap this up because I want to do another lesson too, but I can only do what I am inspired to do. 2nd Ezra 16, and let me go down here. Is it 15? Oh, you know what? It might be 15. I'm already in that chapter, aren't I? Okay, let me go back. 2nd Ezra 15. And look, see, sedition. All right, I want to read that, but I want to get this. Right here. Where is it? Right here. 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because he doesn't have the right identification, qualification to be in that city. Or that city could shut down itself because it doesn't agree with the federal government, which then now causes a civil war within itself. So the scenarios are prophetically endless. Okay, the scenarios are off a prophetic wheel. It could be because of this prophecy, it could be because of that prophecy, but we know either way, because of prophecy, we can see these things happening. So let's go back. Let's see. So it says White House Chief of Staff urged Republican governor state to collaborate with DHS to help construct more detentions. Look, nationwide federal funding, a newly passed big, beautiful bill, BBB 666, allocates roughly $45 billion over 4 years to increase ICE detention. So they ain't planning on going. No, the federal government is literally funding itself to not go anywhere, aiming to double beds to 100,000 and hire 1,000 more agents. So that they want to be able to house 100,000 stinky ass people in some boxed, all right, center. Okay, you got to apply in people that are sick. They have conditions for their body. Women have certain needs of hygiene. Children may have certain requirements, and then you're going to put all these people who are not looked as Americans, so they're not being treated as Americans, and then you're going to put them all in one big box to just sit and be idle? Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, this is literally 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16 and 69. 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. You can see that. You can see how it's going to be Esau in Babylon and what they're calling it right now, ICE. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle. And what are you going to be idle in? A detention center, okay? Or concentrate, however you want to put it. All right. Look, idle, 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 idle. Okay. Idle, old and young, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay. Free and bond. Are they not in bonds? Idled in bonds. All right. You see that? Free and bond. So you can see, look, idle. Okay. Idle. Idle what? It says, feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. Boom. The Visa biometric entry exit tracking system. We need it on sea, land, and air. And remember, real quick, remember, F-E-A. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Okay. I'm just gonna type this in. Okay. Okay. Everybody, okay. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. Okay. I'm not saying nothing. All I'm just saying is something has been approved by the federal government already. Okay. 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 So now I'm not saying nothing. Now I'm backing out. Put it together. Put it together, man. Okay. So we're here. We are here, man. We are actually here. We are here in prophecy. All right. What else I got for you? ICE has already solicited bids and awarded multi-billion-dollar contracts to private prison operators. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This thing is going down. It says for facilities in Texas, Michigan, New Jersey, and at military bases. This thing's going down, man. All right. Look, companies like Geo Group are reactivating or expanding sites in at least 8 states. California, you're damn right, California. Kansas, is this Minnesota or Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Texas, Washington. Okay. 1 billion. Look, see, they don't got money to help you, but they got billions to hurt you. All right. Remember, the mercy of the wicked is cruel. So when he gets funding to help you, it's cruel. Upgraded multiple facilities across Mississippi, Nevada, Ohio, and Oakland. It's going down, man. And now, look, largest on the East Coast. So it's everywhere. It's East Coast, West Coast, down south. It's upstate. Okay. Signed January 29th. President expansion, Guantanamo Bay. Woo! For the worst of the worst migrants. Woo-wee. Military bases and local jails. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is Jacob's trouble. And then they're going to add a little mark to boot because they got to track you. They got to know who you are. They got to know where you are. They got to know where to put you, how to store you. Okay. They got to have a digital trail. All right. That's why I said, speak to my people, the words of prophecy. Okay. And then you got people in the midst of this that are against it. 2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition. You got people saying, hey, fight back. So what's going to happen when people start fighting back against the federal government? That's going to be Jacob's trouble among men and invading one another. They could invade their cities, their towns, and their states. They shall not regard their kings. They're not going to regard Trump. Someone else is going to stand up, and they're going to be the new founding father or princes. What's a prince? A mayor or a governor. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And then now, they're telling you that they're going to be using military bases, local jails, major cities or major states are going to have centers. So people are going to be pulled away. You're going to be separated, man. Let me show you this. The Siege. Better watch this movie. Okay, let me put detention center. Okay. Let me put this in. The Siege Detention Center. It says, let's see. Nigga, give me what I want. All right, hold on. Let me go here. It looked like this was actually some real information. Okay, let me put the Siege. You better go watch this movie. The Siege movie detention center scene. Oops. Excuse me. This is beautiful. There you go. There you go. Go watch this movie. Okay. So expect a double F for them to increase it. Expect Jake to be demonized more. Okay. Expect us to be demonized so that the general public will start getting involved in helping. All right. You could be walking down the street. Esau gonna show his horns. Hey, nigger, you free? You see that? Look at this detention center. Okay. And what took the rampant up? Ishmael T Squad. So now they can use cartel. Did you know the cartel is actually funded by the CIA? Let me get that real quick. Cartel or MS-13. It might be the MS-13 or both. Let's put MS-13 funded by CIA. Let's just see what pops up. Let me go here. How the U.S. helped create El Salvador's bloody gang war. See? Okay. Let me see what else. How the CIA comes into play with Trump's deportation. So you can do it on your own. Okay. Former CIA-backed wars to cartel violence. Put it together. Okay. Understand that that Esau is a string puller. All right. If he sets up puppet leaders, who you think is funding the strings to be pulled? Anyways, I'm off that. We're on the prophecy. We're just giving you the information within it. Let me see what else I got for you. Oh, yes. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree. Now, the big, beautiful bill is an unrighteous decree, but that unrighteous decree leads to prophecy. And write that grievousness which they have prescribed to turn aside the needy from judgment. Right. We're not being helped here. We're being hurt, but that's because prophecy. We weren't here to be saved by Esau or bought by Esau. We were here to be delivered from Esau. That's why it says in Baruch. Let me go there real quick before I continue this point. Real quick. Okay. Should not be worried, should not be scared, should not be afraid. Now, Satan can make you feel otherwise because that's his job. It's a mental game. This is why you have to serve the Lord in the spirit and not in the flesh. If you attempt to please the Lord in the flesh, you will fall on your face. Please the Lord in the spirit. F this flesh. This flesh is against you. This flesh will sin whether or not you want it to. Okay. You have to serve the Lord in the spirit. This is, look at this. See? Look at this. Look at this. Let me see real quick. There's a lot of good ones. Let me go to Baruch 3. But see, there's right here. Baruch 4 and 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemy. See? So we weren't sold here for us to be destroyed. We were sold here for our own punishment. Now, just give me a second. Oh, man, I'm so happy we're going to be delivered from this flesh. But anyways, let me wrap this up. That's the lesson, man. Okay, so going back, it says Isaiah 10:2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. So Esau, Edom, is going to have his eyes on Eve. He's going to have his eyes on our children, and a lot of our women and children are going to succumb to the temptation of the MOTB being idle. Exhibit A. Okay. And you know what? Lately I've been saying, what I've been seeing Jake in rural countries and just through, I'm like, they need Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. There's a lot of our people that need Yahweh Shai. And I find it very beautiful for when Yahweh Shai returns and he gathers his elect, and then the elect with Yahweh Shai come back down. There's going to be a mass converting of Israelites throughout the world in their low conditions as the dust settles from a nuclear fallout. And you're going to see how Jake is going to need Yahweh Shai, and they're going to convert and be healed through Yahweh Shai. Hence why there's going to be portions of our people that will be taken back to the wilderness to be purged from amongst us. Okay. You can look and see this Jake and this baby need Yahweh Shai. And look at that. I didn't even peep that. She's got some kind of wristband. See? Let me look that up. Oh yeah, I got to talk more about that. Barcode wristbands, illegal migrants. Let me see what comes up. NYC official claims Texas government. See, they gave him something. Wristband system used to track It's right here. It's right. You got the ankle. A barcode. Now you got the wrist hand barcode. What's next? Barcode bracelets. Barcode 666. All right. I'm getting excited. Look at this. See? Barcode bracelets for asylum seekers. Look at that. And you scan it. Scanner again. Look at that. So how easy to put, now everybody's getting mass C-hipped. Okay. Because you can easily cut these off, and they give these to you in prison, in jail. Do you know when you go to local jail, county jail, that they give you a barcode that has your name, your age, your certain ID number? So that's going to go within you. Big trouble with a little mark. Can you see it? Let me get that in Rev 13. I have to, because every time we talk about the prophecies we're waiting to happen with the scenarios that are taking place, every single time you can see how this prophecy can be used for that situation. This prophecy can be used for another situation. And here it is. Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, small and great. See, free and bond, Americans that are free, bond, illegal immigrants, Jake, okay, free and bond, to receive a mark, a little mark in their right hand to track, or in their foreheads to link with AI, Nura, okay, and the other companies, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there is a new system that is getting ready to be put into play, and they're going to use certain situations like illegal immigrants as an excuse to come down with great wrath to so-called bring in order out of this chaos. You get it? See that? So ankle monitors and barcode bracelets. Eligadas. Mira, Eligadas. See? And Jake, going to the murderer, is going to take it. And Jake will take it from the murderer, not knowing. Okay, look at that. QR code. You could put it together, man. Put it together. Let me see what I got over here. Let me see if it's going to give me something. Okay, I got my point. Exclusive. Barcode and illegal immigrants. Anonymous barcode identification. Take your tamper-proof wristband and please walk forward. It's going to be a fucking chaos carnival of hell. All right? You're going to see it. So I believe I made all my points. I mean, such a beautiful prophetic topic to keep talking about, but I don't want to take too much of your time. You can see it. It's here. It's happening. Okay? It's taking place. So, yeah, that's the lesson, man. All right? So I pray that you brothers and you very few sincere sisters was edified. And with that being said, I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.